Back to that breaking news out of Minneapolis, where a police standoff is happening right now.
Yeah, it's unfolding near 21st and East Franklin, which is just across the highway from Augsburg University. That is where we find Jennifer Austin live right now from the scene with the very latest.
Yeah, and Alicia, within the last half hour is when we told you that we could see police start to allow people to walk back in the direction of that apartment building. And that is significant because for much of the overnight, residents of that building have been evacuated. They've been keeping them away from the building and media away from the building as well, which is why we're staged right here about a block away again from that apartment building. Still no word yet from police, though, about the status of this standoff. They had been focused on one person who had barricaded himself in an apartment unit within that building. We do want to show you video now from earlier in the night, not long after this all began, around 9:30, and that is when officers responded to a report of shots being fired inside the building. When they got there, MPD says those officers heard more gunfire. Police began moving people who live in the building who they believed were in danger to safety. At last check, MPD says no one has been injured. However, it's been about 2 hours now since our last update from MPD, and we did see an ambulance leave the scene with its lights on. We do not know, however, whether anyone was inside. We spoke to someone who lives in that building and told us what he saw going on.
I just wanted to go home, go to bed. Here I am like 6.5 hours, nearly 7 hours later, and just playing the waiting game.
Again, we were told the focus of all of this was on one person barricaded inside an apartment within that building. Still ongoing as far as we know at this hour. Police said that they had all available resources out here. They had negotiators, and we can still see the SWAT team on scene.
All right, Jen, we know, of course, you're going to stay on top of it for us. We'll check back soon. Thanks.
Also developing in Minneapolis, 4 people recovering this morning after a shooting on the north side. Investigators say a fight ended in gunshots at a gas station near Lowry and Knox. 3 men and 1 woman were shot. All are expected to be okay.
These stories will be developing all morning long, so make sure you're staying with us for the very latest. Also, be sure to check your social media and our website for updates throughout the day. And taking you live over Minneapolis this morning. In just hours, the trial for Jamal Smith, the accused Highway 169 shooter, picks back up in the county courthouse. Smith's girlfriend taking the stand in the case. Last summer, Rondell Hardin was helping police. She revealed she's still dating Smith and talks with him every day. She admitted to confronting Smith about the shooting and says he responded that police don't have any evidence. Hardin also claims she wanted to come forward to police but was afraid of Smith finding out. Smith is charged with murder in the death of youth baseball coach Jay Bowden.
This morning, abortion rights in the spotlight here at home and in our nation's capital. We are live over St. Paul and Washington, D.C. right now. Right now, a huge rally pushing for abortion access is being planned for our capital city this weekend.
And before that, House lawmakers expected to pass 2 abortion access bills tomorrow morning. One would protect a woman's right to travel to get an abortion. The other calls for making abortion rights a federal law. Neither are expected to make it through the Senate.
In a few hours, Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan are meeting with state law enforcement. They're talking about working to address the state's crime and gun violence throughout the summer. There will be more state troopers on the streets around Minneapolis. The BCA is helping with investigations into gun crimes, shootings, and carjackings. We're tracking developing news about a Minneapolis business owner's stolen trailer. He used a GPS tracker to locate it in a North Minneapolis homeless encampment. Jerry Yang says his Apple AirTag is still there, but the trailer is not. Police didn't get the trailer from the encampment because they say officers have been attacked there before. 2 zoo workers in Stearns County are recovering this morning after being bit by a camel. This happened at Hemker Park and Zoo. The camel bit both the workers' heads and dragged one of them 15 feet. The camel was being prepared to move to a different location when the attack happened. The Twins getting a day off today after splitting their border battle with the Brewers. Things were all tied up in the 9th before the Twins knocked in 3 unanswered runs for a 4-1 victory. The Twins take on the Chicago White Sox tomorrow. First pitch in that one at 6:40.
Cece here at the live desk. Just into the newsroom this morning, 40 people are missing right now in Virginia after horrendous flooding. Take a look. We got this new drone video into the newsroom this morning. It's a video of the rising water. You can see some homes ripped completely off their foundations. Intense rain just let up in the region after 2 days.
A 26-room boutique hotel, a restaurant, and co-working space have been proposed for the Old Yacht Club building here in Spring Park. The Spring Park Planning Commission voted to amend the zoning restrictions for this area for that hotel to move forward, and the City Council is set to vote to approve the hotel Monday afternoon.
Well, this morning, another option to keep you safe from COVID is closer to going into arms. The FDA just authorized a vaccine from Novavax. It's protein-based, an older technology widely used in other shots. It's an alternative for Pfizer's and Moderna's mRNA versions. The CDC still has to sign off, and they're meeting about it next Tuesday.
Meantime, the worst and most infectious variant of COVID is not the dominant strain infecting people in the U.S. And getting the vaccine and boosters, according to health leaders, is your best bet to stay safe.
There's also fatigue, sore throat, headache. Anecdotally, we're seeing some of this more with BA.5.
Immunity against infection wanes pretty quickly, and it goes way, way down.
Less than 35% of people able to get a booster have it, according to the CDC. Right now, the FDA is considering expanding access.
Let's talk money right now. You're looking live at the pre-markets on the big board. Wall Street deep in the red, and right now they were reacting to June inflation numbers. They've now soared to a 41-year high. Tom Costello shows us what this all means for you.
Good morning. You don't need economic stats to tell you what you see every day in the store, that we are paying more for everything. For food, groceries, of course, gasoline, housing, healthcare, travel, airlines, you name it. The number was absolutely off the charts. 9.1% increase, the biggest increase in inflation since 1981. And now the Fed is under pressure, even more pressure, to tame the economy, to cool it. It can only do one thing, raise interest rates. And while your mortgage rates are not directly tied to what the Fed does, they are certainly influenced by the Fed. And therefore, if you're in the market for a new house, thinking about a new loan, you may want to take that out as fast as you can. Lock in the rate, because rates are likely to move even higher. Coming up on the Today Show, we're going to talk about how all of this affects real Americans, everyday Americans, and families literally pulling the plug on their vacation because it's getting too expensive.
All right, new this morning, take a look at your screen right now of the supermoon. New pictures coming in. That's Guy Brown giving us a nice howl this morning. Yeah. We have to give a howl, though, to Joyce Watts from Buffalo. She shared these on our That's So Minnesota page. This is a good picture of the moon.
I love it how you get a bit of the leaves on the one side of it there. It gives it a little of that, maybe a little eerie feeling.
I love it. It was so clear this morning, you guys. You could see the craters. Like really well.
Oh, yeah, it looks so huge.
From that photo, too. So thank you for sharing that photo. Of course, you can share them anytime on our That's So Minnesota Facebook page or text them to us, too.
Yeah, and check that Facebook page out, because the photos on there are absolutely incredible.
People are talented.
Yeah.
Mine are really bad. I took one on the moon, and it still looked like a little tiny.
Yeah, well, you're banned from the Facebook page.
You're banned because of the photos. Terrible
my horrible photos.
But we want your photos for sure.
All right, well, sunshine, clear skies right now. Temperatures in the 60s. You got 63, nice and comfortable, with dew points in the upper 50s. So getting out of the door this morning, I think a lot of you will be satisfied with the weather for now, with sunshine. Now, you will notice increasing clouds a little bit later this morning, but by the afternoon, evening hours, mostly cloudy to partly sunny skies, with temperatures warming up to the mid 80s. Some areas could squeeze the upper 80s, right around 88 degrees later on this afternoon and evening. Now tonight, we're still mainly dry for any dinner plans that you may have. Maybe if you want to bring dinner outdoors, you're good. Or maybe if you have any workout plans later on this evening, by 8 o'clock, a nice comfortable 82. However, after midnight, I am tracking some showers and storms. Storms will still linger into the commute this time tomorrow morning, with temperatures in the 70s. So come back and join us on Sunrise. I'll be tracking out and timing out those storms on radar. So here's a look at your 3-day forecast. 88 today. We're going to still be heating up throughout the weekend, with dew points on the rise, so we'll get that sticky and muggy feeling, especially by tomorrow. Isolated storm Saturday morning, not a washout Saturday. Just isolated during the morning hours, very hit or miss. So coming up here in about 10 minutes, I'll be breaking down that slight risk for severe thunderstorms across western Minnesota. I'll also be tracking out that wet start to your day tomorrow, and hot and humid conditions return this weekend into early next week. That's all coming up.
All right, Guy, thank you. So I know you live in the city, and you're surrounded by great restaurants.
Sure am.
How often do you go out to eat?
Oh, like twice a week.
Twice a week?
Yeah.
That's pretty often. All right, in 5 minutes, which group a new survey says is actually dining out less these days?
Plus, a Minneapolis man is bringing the heat to a new PBS cooking show. At 6:16, hear his unique story and how it's inspiring his style in the kitchen.
And inflation is hurting all of us right now. But if you're looking to save some money, stick around. At 6:38, we have tips to cut the cost on your next grocery bill.
Daddy's on his